We're live. How are you? Let me see. Lynn, good morning. And Dave, probably. Carolyn, good morning. Joanne, permission to do yoga. All right. Well, permission to do the physical part of yoga, right, Joanne? But the actual other parts of yoga, breath work, meditation, something we should and could do all day, regardless of what's going on in our lives. So the physical practice is available to you again. That's awesome. I'd love for you to share with me if you'd like later in an email what's going on with you. But I'm glad you're back. And so that's awesome. I don't know whatever it is you're nursing, but of course, doing what's appropriate for you. Nancy, good morning. Michael, good morning. Stevie, good morning. All my regulars. All right. So anything you want to say to me before I go back there? I've got some plans for today that I used to do on Saturdays when I was in a physical space and had lots of walls. So if there's anything you'd like to share with me, please. Oh, I was going to say hello before I came on. That's so funny, and it didn't go. If there's anything you'd like to share with me, please do so now. And then otherwise, I'm going to go back there and share what I'd like to do today. Okay, here we go. All right. So, oops, knocked over my spine. My little spine. I thought this was much bigger when I purchased it, but I use it a lot to show everybody the spine. So I guess I'll show you since I have it here. 26 vertebra. This is the back of the pelvis, the sacrum. This is what we rest on quite often in the practice. The tailbone here, the sacrum. 5 low back, 12 thoracic, 7 cervical. All connected, all moving together. And there's not really a lot of movement in the spine, very similar to this, what's going on here. And then if you could see between the discs. So, you know, when people say, I've lost 5 inches of height as I've gotten older. And if you look there, and of course, this is not like an exact replica, but it's pretty close when they do these. The disc degeneration doesn't usually account for all of that height loss. What it usually is, honestly, is posture. And I had a conversation with some woman yesterday, and she said, I'm now this height. I used to be that height. And of course, she was thinking it was because of her bones. And I said, well, yeah, disc degeneration is wrinkles on the inside. The tissues break down, just like we see the loss of elasticity outside when we see wrinkles. But in actuality, it's more about posture. So when you start to, when you're younger, you're more erect and upright. But as you start to age, look at the top of my head here. As we age and we go through life, especially if there's no awareness of this, as we start to get a little bit more head forward or rounded, you can see that I'm no longer where I was, right? So I was here, but as I start to go forward, I move away from where I was. So I'm not the height I was, not just because of degenerative discs, but because of posture. So spinal awareness and spinal health and postural correction throughout the day is super important for being tall forever or for keeping our spine healthy forever. Not getting caught up with what any numbers say on any diagnostic criteria, because we're more than that. So for today's practice, I would like to use a wall. And if you don't have a wall, you could use the back of your sofa or a chair. And the reason why I'd like to do this is because pelvic stability, where your pelvis is, so the pelvis is here, then you have the spine. And so especially for those of you that have low back issues, the muscles that mobilize and stabilize this part of our body, the core muscles and the low back muscles, where your pelvis is in relationship to your rib cage will put pressure or strain on the muscles of the low back. So whether it's from sitting all day, standing, whatever it is, but having an excessive curve in the low back or having a forward tilt of the pelvis or even being forward yourself throughout your day, all of those things will have an effect on the low back especially. So I'd like to do some work today at the wall. So we use the wall to push up against to get some stability against the wall. And then that we keep the pelvis stable. So what happens here is we get to stretch a little deeper our muscles of our legs, the muscles that stabilize the pelvis and the trunk. So I'd like you to be near a wall. I'm going to use this today. So either being near a wall or the back of a sofa, or the back of something, because you'll see that you get some, like a deeper stretch. You probably can't go as far as you usually do, and you'll see that it actually helps to correct you posturally. So whatever you need to do right now, if you need to move somewhere next to the back of a sofa, piece of furniture, or wall, find that so that we can practice with the wall. You're going to also need for the practice a blanket and a strap and a block. So get those as well. And then I want to make sure that I'm far enough away today because I want you to be able to see all of this, because I will be there. Okay, all right, perfect. All right. So whatever you've decided to do, take your blanket so that your head can rest on your blanket for the beginning. Take your props off to the side, but if you're going to go up against the wall and you're someone that has tight hamstrings, it'll be in your best interest to have an elevated pelvis, whether that's a pillow or another blanket. You'll find that when you elevate the pelvis, especially if you have low back issues, if you have tightness in your back, having support underneath your sacrum and your pelvic area will be more relieving on the stretching that's going to take place in the legs. So whatever it is you need to get your props. The first posture that we're going to begin with is called Viparita Karini, also known as legs up the wall. And so for you, it might be legs up the sofa, legs up the chair, whatever it is. Find something. This is also a great posture to find in your life when you do have back issues, when you have hip issues, when you have any pelvic issues, because it helps to settle the pelvis. It helps to take away the tension of the pulling of either the legs in the sockets or of the pelvis in the position of your pelvis, and then that compressive force from above. So really, honestly, one of my favorite, Viparita Karini, legs up the wall. Probably the restorative posture that I do the most often in my life is this one. So just a little tutorial on how to get down. If you begin with your tushy near or touching the wall, and then when you come down, you use that with your body already there, so that when you do bring your legs up, you're already there. And then once you arrive, you fix the rest of your place, whatever it is. If you needed to put something underneath your hips, if you bend your knees, you'll be able to lift your hips up pretty high and be able to put something underneath your tushy if you need. Could be a block, could be a blanket, could be a rolled up towel, whatever it is. And then let's allow the magic of the body in this position to happen. The relaxation response can be stimulated. Blanket is underneath your head. Take your arms out to the side or let your hands be on your belly, whatever feels appropriate for you. And let's arrive. Eyes are closed. Deepen your breath. Bring your awareness to your breath. Mouth is closed, breathing in and out of your nose. Notice where the breath goes in your body. Bring your mind into your body, to your pelvis. Allow your legs to relax and sink really deep into the hip joint. Breathing down your spine to your pelvis. Deepen your breath. See if you could feel stretching in the low back, stretching in the pelvis, stretching in the ribs. Let's see if you could take 5 breaths to your body with awareness without any distractions. Let's try 5 breaths again. Total awareness. Stay with the breath the whole time. Notice if you're able to keep your mind focused on your breath. Bring your hands onto your belly. Spread your fingers. Find your hip bones and gently push one down and then the other. Very gentle. Settling the pelvis. Let your hands rest. Bring your awareness to your right leg, the right foot, the right ankle, the right calf, the right knee, and the right upper thigh. Allow the right leg to sink deep into the socket. See if you could feel the intentional relaxation. So you let go of holding of the right leg. Let it sink deep into that hip joint. Bring your awareness to the left foot, the left ankle, the left calf, left knee, left upper thigh. And intentionally relax the entire left leg to sink deep into the hip. Feel that nice deep relaxation. Feel the weight of both legs deep in the hip joint. Bring your awareness to your hips. See if you could let go of any unconscious or conscious holding that's taking place in your pelvis. And take your legs, separate your legs about a foot. Exhale as you bring the toes towards each other. Inhale to let the toes move towards the sides. Inhale, toes go towards each other. Exhale, pinky toes go towards the wall or whatever you're up against. Inhale, big toes. Exhale to open. Bring yourself back to neutral. Inhale, point your toes strongly so you feel a stretch on the top of the feet. Exhale to flex. Inhale to point. Exhale to flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. And then switch. Point one, flex the other. Point one, flex the other. Go to the end range of motion so you feel the stretch all the way down, maybe your calf or even the back of your thigh. And on the pointed foot, you feel a big stretch in the front, the top of the foot. Bring yourself back to neutral. Let's move to a wide stance. So you could go slowly or allow your legs to slide, depending on where you are and what your body's ability is. So come into a supported wide leg. If you want to put your arms up to the side, it's a little extra posture support for that upper body. Allow your legs to relax. Push into the wall. That'll help to support the weight of the legs. And if you need to bring your hands alongside your legs because you have some tightness, you could bring your arms alongside to hold on to the weight of the legs. So do whatever's appropriate to you. And then when you're here, if you'd like to deepen this, you could bring yourself through a posterior and an anterior pelvic tilt. So bring your awareness to your sacrum, which is where your pelvis is, the back of your pelvis, the center of the tushy. Try to rock forward towards your tailbone, and then try to rock towards the top of the sacrum, trying to push the whole top of the pelvis into the floor. Inhale forward towards the tailbone. Exhale, press the top of the pelvis into the floor, stretching hips, pelvis. And then one more. Bring your hands down alongside your body. Let's bend your knees in a wide stance. So see where it's appropriate for you to be. This is going to stretch the inner thighs. Do whatever's appropriate. Find the position for your legs so you feel an inner thigh stretch that's appropriate. And then here, if you'd like to accentuate this,
will emulate the walking aspect of elevation and depression of the pelvis, where one side of your pelvis tilts down towards the wall, one buttock pushes towards the wall, the other one lifts away, and then you switch opposite pelvis towards the wall, like pistons in a car. It's going to affect the sacroiliac joint where the sacrum is in the pelvis, may even have a little effect on the lower lumbar spine. So be in your body, close your eyes when you do this. You're stretching muscles, but you're also stretching ligaments, and we want to be careful. Those are stabilizing tissues. We don't want to overstretch or do anything that we shouldn't. So I want you to be in your body when you do this. Make sure whatever you're doing is appropriate. And then relax. Bring the soles of the feet together. Press the knees towards the wall. I don't recommend using your hands. I recommend using your body and your body awareness to do this. Pushing the knees towards the wall, stretching some of the outer hip joint, more inner thigh, and then those little muscles that attach onto the top of the hip bones. So some of those external, internal rotator muscles. And then bring your knees back towards you. Put your feet on the wall. See how this feels, deeply bending the hip joint, deeply bending the knees. How does this feel for your body? So these are some nice ways to stretch your body, to close your eyes, to be in your body, to pay attention. Getting that knee flexion, hip flexion, important to maintain throughout life if it's possible for you. If you push away from your wall, you're going to activate muscles that may allow this to feel more comfortable. So as you push into the wall, push with your heels, feel your tushy activate, the glutes, especially that glute minimus, right where the leg bone attaches onto the pelvis. Feel that activate and see if that takes away tension from the knees, from the hips. See if you could get your knees to squeeze in towards each other, noticing all the areas of tension. Take one more breath. And then bring your legs back up. And then draw your knees into your chest. Roll onto your side. Stay here for a second. And then trying to use your pushing muscles here. You could push your leg into the wall too to help you. Push your elbow in your hand and push yourself to bring yourself up to a seated position. And then bring yourself all the way out. Close your eyes, go into your pelvis, go into your spine, noticing how your body feels. If that was appropriate for you, what do you notice? And then open your eyes. Legs up the wall, very powerful posture, Viparita Karini, one of my favorites. Do that as often as you can. So we're going to use the wall now to stretch our legs with a strap, stabilizing the pelvis. So either a wall or something to push your foot up against, even if you're up against a baseboard or something that doesn't move. So if you had a chair, you want to make sure your chair is near the wall if you were going to be pushing into the legs of the chair, or the back of a sofa or a piece of furniture or something. This can be really nice for getting some really deep and effective stretching to take place in the pelvic area. So we're going to set up our space for this. You need to move your blanket away from the wall or whatever it is you're doing to support you. And you're going to need your strap for this. And then once you come down onto the ground, you can determine, am I too close or too far? One thing that's really important is when you do come down onto the ground, you want your sole of your foot, whether it's 2 feet or 1, depending on what you're doing, to be flush against the wall and making sure that that heel doesn't pull away from the wall, which is something that I observe
happening in my own body and then those that I work with. So let's come down onto the ground, bring yourself all the way down, and start off by putting both of your feet up against the wall so you see what is the ideal level or place for you to be. Then set yourself up accordingly. I think you can still see me. Yeah, okay. All right. So here you have your pelvis on the ground. Push your feet into the wall. See if you could feel that they're both touching, both heels are touching, and really push the heels into the wall. See where you feel that. Notice if you feel that in the core or in the hip joint area. And then push your toes into the wall and notice what you feel there. And then again, push your heels and push your toes. See if you could tell that when you push your heels into the wall, the back muscles activate. Maybe you get a relief in the low back when that happens. Pushing the toes into the wall, we take away from the back of the body. We activate the front of the body. You may feel more tension in the core area, and you may also experience some issues in the low back or not. So see what you're noticing here. Heels is the posterior or the back of your body, activating those muscles. Toes is activating the front of your body. Heels, toes. Now push the whole foot. Both feet. Push the feet into the wall a lot. See how that translates to your pelvic area, to your low back. Push the left foot into the wall. Slowly bend the right foot. Draw the right knee into your chest. Hold on either to the shin or the hamstring, whatever feels better for your body. One other thing I'd like to say is if you are tight, folding your blanket in 2 or 3 and elevating your head will give you even more access to gain these muscles. So if you have low back issues or if you have a lot of tightness in your body, try folding your blanket, elevating your head. It'll make this a little easier for you. Draw the right knee in, pull the right knee in deep. Notice what you notice here. Try to keep your right waist nice and long. Push the left leg into the wall. And then let's start to hold on to your right leg. Inhale, open your right leg to the side. Exhale to bring it back up. Go slow, go with breath. Inhale, long right waist, and the right leg is not too close to your body. So don't jam it up. Let it be coming right out of the hip joint so that you get a nice opening. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's take the left hand on the right leg. Take the right hand to the side. Inhale. And then exhale, draw the right knee over towards the left. Keep your tushy on the ground. Keep your left buttock on the ground a lot. And then inhale back up. You're doing a small movement here. Stretching the side of the hip, the glute area. This is the area that the sciatic nerve travels through. You exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. And then come back to center. Take a hold of that knee. Move that knee around in circles. Keep the rest of your body on the ground. In one direction and then in the other. Bring yourself back to center. Hold on behind your hamstring. Exhale, push your left leg into the wall a lot. And then inhale to lift the right foot up. Exhale to bend. Really push the left foot into the wall. Inhale to unbend. Exhale to bend. On your next one, hold the leg up there.
Try to reach through the heel. And then keep the foot up there. Point and flex, point and flex. Front and back. And then bend your knee. Take the right leg nice and long. Take a breath here to relax. Notice what happens to your low back, to your spine. This is asymmetrical, one side and then the other. So we get the opportunity to start softening and releasing and correcting dysfunction in our body, or noticing where it exists so we can work on it. Push the right foot into the wall as you draw the left knee in. Go slow, eyes are closed. Notice what you notice here, holding on to the shin or hamstring, noticing, is it the same or different? Draw that knee in deeply. Push that right leg into the wall, especially the heel. And then hold on to left knee, let the right hand go out to the side. Exhale. Inhale to lengthen to the left. Exhale back to center. Go slow. See if you could feel stuff happening inside. Really push that right leg into the wall. And bring yourself back to center. Take the hand, the right hand on the left leg, left hand to the side. Inhale. As you exhale, push the right leg into the wall and guide the left leg over towards the right. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. Stretching that posterior hip capsule, left side, where the sciatic nerve travels. One more. And hold on to the left knee. You're going to do some circles. Go slow, eyes are closed. Press the right leg into the wall to help stabilize your body, stabilize your pelvis as you roll around in that joint. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's hold on behind the top thigh, clasp your hands, exhale. Push the right leg into the wall, inhale to unbend, exhale, bend. One more. Bring yourself up. Inhale to point your foot. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Push the right foot into the wall. Front and the back of the leg. Let's bend that knee. Bring both legs straight again. Push your feet into the wall. Close your eyes. Notice what's happening in the belly, in the low back, in the sacrum. Notice how your hips feel. And then let's go a little deeper with stretching with a strap. So get your strap. Draw your right knee towards your chest. See if you could come all the way so that you can unbend the right foot. Push the left leg into the wall. You'll notice it may be a little harder to get close to your left foot, or you'll notice it's a little harder to get closer to the right foot to put the strap on when you're pushing your left leg into the wall. Then come to a static position. You may even notice when you first come into this that it's more challenging. Take your hands, wrap your hands around the strap. Straight leg or bent knee, up to you. Let's enter the posture. Push your leg away from you and pull the leg towards the wall behind you. Long body. Push the left leg in down to the ground and into the wall, and then push through the heel. Pull the strap down, push the leg away from you, draw the leg towards the wall behind you. Take one more breath. And then relax your knee. Take the strap, hold the strap in the right hand, slide your hand down the strap. Push the left foot into the wall, push your right foot into the strap. Keep your right leg pretty high. And then inhale to lengthen your leg out to the side. Push the left leg into the wall. Push the right leg into the strap. Take 3 deep breaths here. At the end of that 3rd breath, bring yourself up. Keep your leg here. Let's switch. Take hold of the right leg, or take hold of the strap with the left hand. Keep your right leg pretty high, right arm out to the side. Exhale. Then inhale, push the left leg into the wall and guide your right leg over to the left. You may not get a lot here. Push the left leg down and into the wall. Keep your buttocks on the ground. Long waist on the right side, long waist on the left. And guide your leg over towards the left, stretching that iliotibial band, very strong band of connective tissue that attaches to the lower leg bone from the hip, from the pelvis to the low leg bone. It's what supports the hip, supports the knee, supports posture, alignment, helps with your gait. Lots of stuff here. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring your strap to the top part of your foot. Wrap your hands around. Push your left leg into the wall and down to the ground. Slight bend in the right knee. Inhale. And then exhale. Unbend the knee. Go towards straight if you can. Inhale, soften and bend. Exhale, straight. Inhale, soften and bend. Exhale, straight. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Stay here. Pull the strap towards you. And then release. Take the strap to the center of your arch. Hold onto the strap. One hand has one side, the other side. Pull on the strap that's in the left hand. Push your left leg into the wall, stretching that right ankle joint. And then pull on the strap in the right hand. Back and forth. Left, right. Keep your kneecap straight, your legs straight. Your leg and your kneecap should not move at all. This is an ankle joint movement. Make sure you push the left leg into the wall strongly. Feel that strong stretch all the way down the side of the right leg towards the knee. And then come back to center. Bend the knee, take the strap off. Put the strap on the ground. Straighten the right leg. Push the right foot into the wall, the left foot into the wall. Hands on the belly, close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your low back. Awareness to your buttocks. Bring your awareness all the way down the right leg to the foot. Feel your right foot pressing up against the wall, your right ankle, your right calf, your right upper leg, your right hip. Noticing what you notice. And then compare that to the left leg, the left foot, the left ankle, the left leg, left buttock, left low back. See if you can tell a difference. Right side totally stretched. Let's move on to the left. Push the right foot into the wall, grab the strap, and then bend the left leg, pushing the right leg into the wall, bend the left leg, and put your strap on your left foot. Noticing if it's challenging, if the right leg moves away from the wall. Slide your hands down the strap, nice firm hold. Push your right foot into the wall, the right heel, the whole right foot into the wall. Pull the strap down, firm up the left leg. We're to come into this posture, stretching the left leg, exhale. And then inhale, left leg moves back towards the wall behind you. Push the right leg down and into the wall. Stretch that left hamstring, maybe other aspects, noticing what you notice here. Take 3 deep breaths. And then let's relax. Take the strap in the left hand, slide your hand down the strap, take your right arm out to the side. Keep your leg pretty high. Push your right leg into the wall, exhale. Then inhale, lengthen the right. Inhale, lengthen the left leg, pushing the right foot into the wall for stability. Come into the deepest stretch that's appropriate for your body. Push the right leg into the wall, push into the strap with the left foot. Take 3 deep breaths here. Finishing that last breath, bring yourself up to center. Switch the strap. Take the right hand, holds the strap. Keep the left leg pretty high. Push the right foot into the wall. And then guide the left leg over towards the right. Stretching that iliotibial band, IT band, on the side of your leg. Noticing what you notice in your body. Close your eyes, feel your way into this. 3 breaths. And then release. Coming back to center, take your hands, one in one side, one in the other, and bring the strap up to the top part of your foot, the widest part of your foot. Push your right foot into the ground and against the wall, right leg into the ground, right foot against the wall. Inhale to bend the knee slightly. Exhale. Feel that calf stretch. Inhale and exhale. Hold this position. And then release. Take the strap down to the arch, part of your foot. Keep your legs straight and stationary. Push the right leg into the ground, right foot into the wall. Pull on the strap in the right hand, stretching that left ankle joint area, and then pull on the strap in the left hand. Right hand, left hand. Close your eyes, notice what's happening in your body elsewhere. The low back, the right pelvis, the right hip. Feel the stretch in the left ankle. And then bring yourself back to center. Take the strap off. Lengthen your left leg long. Hands on the belly. Push your feet into the wall. Bringing your awareness to your left side, left foot, left ankle, left leg, left hip. Noticing what you notice. Feel both feet, both legs, both hips. And then bending the knees. Draw one knee to your chest and then the other. Hold the knees into the chest and rock across the low back. Bring your feet up towards the sky. Spread your legs a little here and circle. Take out tension in the ankle joint, one direction and then in the other. Bring your knees to your chest. And come on to your side. All the way over to your side. Take your hand into the floor. You're going to push your hand into the floor and your elbow to bring yourself up to seated. And bring yourself into a position so you can check in to see what's going on in your body. Closing your eyes. Kneeling if you need, sitting in an easy seat if you need that for your hips or your knees. And then open your eyes. The more body aware you can become, the more work you could do to heal yourself or to eradicate dysfunctions or dysfunctional patterns so that you could stop wear and tear in your joints, keep yourself healthy forever. Really, really important because this is the only body we have. This is the only life we have, and we want it to be really high quality. And so being your own yoga therapist, chiropractor, PT is so important for keeping yourself healthy. And that's what the practice of yoga is. It's a self-inquiry connected in the mind and the body in the moment and noticing where you need to focus in your body, what needs released, where do you need to move the energy of pain, the energy of stickiness, or the energy of fluidity. So we're going to continue using the wall here to add some strength into our body. So take your strap off to the side. Let's put the block off to the side for now. And then move your mat pretty close to the wall, the back of the sofa, or something. And then get your blanket established. Come on to all fours. Another great way to settle the hips, settle the joints in the body is to be in an all fours position. You could take your hands a little bit wider, and even for the wrists, you could take your fingers out to the sides. This is going to settle most of the joints in your body.
And then keep your head lifted here. You'll start to notice that might be a little bit tension for you in the upper back and neck. And that's good because you're strengthening the muscles that you need to hold your head upright. This is what helps you gain back a few inches that you may have lost in height, strengthening the postural muscles of the upper back to hold you upright. So do a little rocking back and forth and side to side, moving through your joints, moving into or out of discomfort and noticing where that is for you. Keep your head lifted, even when you start to feel the tension in the muscles of the upper back and neck. And I want to come into a stretched spine position. So bring your hands forward. Start to bring the low belly closer to the top thighs and do a little bit of up and down here, stretching your armpits, bending and flexing your hip joints, which are hopefully nice and lubricated and movable and mobile. If you're able to come all the way down, come all the way down to the floor and up. Go slow. You're settling your spine, stretching joints. We inhale when we come up and the body is open for breath. We exhale when we bend our joints and close off the body. Bring yourself up, bring yourself, keep going up, up, up. Let your pelvis come towards the floor. Move your hands into a position that you're able to do this if you're not right now. You inhale to come forward. You exhale to move back. Notice what's happening in your shoulders. Close your eyes. Do you feel even in your body as you move forward and back? Stretching the back of your body, stretching the front of your body. One more. Bring yourself forward, bring yourself all the way up. Resting either here in a kneeling position or sitting. So either up or down, sitting in your heels, whatever feels appropriate for your body. Feel that stretch, using weight bearing to actually stretch the chest, the spine, the upper body. And then blink your eyes open. So we're going to go into side plank, which can be really powerful for either the hip joint, keeping the hip nice and healthy, or keeping the upper spine healthy. So if you have scoliosis, this is really a great posture for correcting scoliosis. And actually, Dr. Fishman was in an MRI for 8 minutes holding side plank. I mean, he is a tremendously strong person, and he has a very strong physical yoga practice. He also, of course, has the strength in the meditation and breathwork part of the practice as well. He has a strong practice, period. So he was in an MRI for 8 minutes in the side plank position, and they were able to see that it actually shifted the holding of his spine. So if you do have any kind of upper spinal issues, the side plank can be a great practice for you for that. And then the lower part, the hip joint, when you push your straight leg into the ground in the side plank and you lift your pelvis away from the ground, pushing on the foot in particular, you're going to add a lot of strength for the pelvis. Not an easy posture to do, so you'll do as many breaths as you can. Let's prepare. Make sure your space is clean. This is why I think having a wall is amazing, because you can use the wall for the balance part and really focus on the strengthening part. So make sure that you're close enough to the wall so that when you do come up, you'll be able to touch the wall either with your body, your tushy, or with your hands. So we're going to come up. Now here's that you can either do the full version of Vasisthasana, side plank. That's the full version. Or if that's a little bit too intense for you, you can come into a modification of it, which is really half moon, but still a lot of stuff here for the side body. So you're going to do whatever you can do, whatever's appropriate for you. Let's take your hands forward. Take one foot back and then the other foot back. Lift your pelvis up and roll onto the pinky toe edge of whatever side you're coming to. Push away from the floor with your pinky toe edge. Push away from the floor with your hand and then push your heart forward. Your arm could be straight up or you could lengthen. Use the wall, let your tushy be against the wall. Really push away from the floor like crazy with the hand and with the foot. Deep breaths. Long spine. One more breath. And then bring yourself down and bring yourself all the way out. Feel that. We'll go to the other side. Very, very strong posture, very powerful, very therapeutic. Side plank. So we're going to come to the other side. Your hands are forward. You take your feet back one at a time. You lift your pelvis up and roll on to the pinky toe edge of this side. Push that pinky toe edge into the floor so that you're lifting your pelvis up. And then push away from the floor with your hand and your fingers. Lengthen your spine. One more breath. And then bring yourself down. Bring yourself out. Bring yourself to rest, to catch your breath. Close your eyes. Take one more breath. Open your eyes. Noticing what's appropriate for you in your practice. Let's come up. Let your feet be back at the wall. So either you could have your heels on the wall or have your toes next to the wall. Take your hands on your belly. Exhale. And then inhale to the side. Try to reach back so that your hands touch the wall. Exhale back. Keep your hands pretty low here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale down. Exhale. Try to touch the wall each time if you can. Inhale, go a little higher. Exhale. So start moving up a few inches with every inhale, trying to reach back to touch the wall. We inhale, we open. Exhale, close. At some point, maybe you won't touch the wall anymore, moving towards it. And if you can't lift your arms high, stay low. We're going to come into one and hold it for a few breaths. So wherever you'd like to be, the higher you go, the more of a back bend that comes into your body. But for some, shoulders may not allow that. So you do whatever's appropriate for you. Exhale, then inhale. Stay here for a few breaths. One more breath. And then bring yourself all the way out. Rest, whatever that means for you. If your knees bend, sit on your heels. If not, stay up. So we come into a twist. We're going to use the wall for the twist. I'd like to show you what we're going to do. So we're going to come to the wall. We're going to bring one foot forward, the foot that's near the wall. We're going to take our upper trunk and we're going to rotate our trunk towards the wall and use the wall to support the twist action of the trunk. That's one variation. Or we're going to come into a lunge and do the twist, which is deeper, and you'll feel the opposite. And then even for some of you, you may want to come into the lunge where you lift your leg off. Okay, so that was 3 different variations. Not easy to come into that lifted leg lunge. So come towards the wall. Whatever leg is near the wall, you're going to bring it forward. Bring it forward, forward, forward if you want to come into a lunge, so that you could actually bring your body forward and lengthen here. Otherwise, you stay up here with your leg coming straight off of the hip. So decide what's appropriate for you. Lengthen your trunk, bring your hands are like this. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale. Inhale, lower ribs, middle ribs, and upper ribs. Rotate, rotate so that you can push your hand on the wall, push down with your feet, and lift and lengthen your spine here. Breathe down to the leg that's in the back, that side of your body, stretching that psoas. Push into the wall with the arm that is the same as the front leg. So whatever side your front leg is, push that arm into the wall to add more rotation. Breathe deeply. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out of the rotation, out of the extension, the hip extension, if you were doing that. And let's go to the other side. So the wall can be very helpful in many ways, but also you can maybe be tempted to go a little deeper than you should. So always checking in with what's appropriate for you and your body. Let's come to the other side. So you bring the other foot forward. Forward, forward, forward if you're going to come into the extension or stay lifted. Hands are in front of you, heart is lifted. Exhale. And then inhale, rotating towards the wall. Using your hands, I like to be on the fingertips to push, to add length, to lift your heart. The front leg side, that hand pushes in to help facilitate even more rotational forces. Breathe down to the side of your body of the leg that's in the back. Especially if you're in the lunge, stretching that psoas. Take one more breath. Slowly bring yourself out of that rotation, out of that extension, into a resting position. Eyes are closed. Catch your breath. And blink your eyes open. Grab your block. So you're going to put the block in between the heels and sit back in hero's pose. For those with knee issues, you may need to get a few blocks. I've actually used 3 blocks before with people in class when I'm with them physically, where they could not do this, but with the 3 blocks, they were able to do that. So try to use more and more and more pillows especially more firm pillows or towels, to see if you're able to support yourself in a knee flexion position, to see if you can maintain that throughout your life, and go slowly and do what's effective for you. Don't do too much. So do what's appropriate. We're gonna stretch our neck. So lengthen your spine here, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. So do a little flat, 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 get your elbows to come by the waist. Bring your hands onto your thighs and then palms are up. This helps to set the shoulder joint nice and deep. Lengthen your neck, exhale. Inhale, push your ear straight up towards the sky. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, ear straight up towards the sky. Get length on that side. And then back. And then bring yourself back to center. Rotation. Chin is parallel. It's only the head that's moving. We're moving the cervical vertebra. There's 7 of them. We're going to move them. You might hear some snap, crackle, pop, some crispy stuff here. And as long as it's not painful, we're going to try to dislodge sticky stuff that eventually can turn into stuck and get stuck. So while it's still sticky and mobile, let's move it back into the system to be metabolized. Exhale. Inhale, look over one shoulder. Exhale, back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Bringing yourself back to center. Teeth are together. Inhale. Exhale, let your chin go down towards your chest. Try to push your chin to touch the top part of your chest. Teeth are together. Inhale. Push your chin forward and up towards the sky. Exhale down to the chest. Inhale up towards the sky. Last one up. Bring yourself back to neutral. Close your eyes. Let your palms be on your thighs. Close your mouth. Breathe down to your body. Survey your body, noticing what you notice. This is a different body than you began your practice with. Notice what you notice. And then open your eyes. Coming down into Shavasana to allow the integration of the practice to sink into your body, into the memory of your body. If you'd like to end the practice today with the legs up the wall, or any variation of Shavasana that you would like.
Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move your ankles, your wrists. Draw your knees into your chest. Bringing yourself onto your side. And then pushing yourself up so you can close your practice. Bring your hands together. Thumbs touch the heart touches the thumbs. Long spine. We'll close with a humming sound. Let's exhale. Inhale. Bowing in gratitude. Thank you. Namaste. Noticing what worked for you today in the practice. Was there therapeutic value for you? Did you poke the monster of pain and maybe go a little too far in your body? So noticing what you notice so you can modify according to your needs. All right, how was that? I thought about Nancy, I thought about Dave in particular, just because I know certain issues that people have. Hi, Stevie, did I say hi to you? I think I did. Yeah. Oh, and Steve might be out there, right? Steve and Stevie. All right, how was that?
Joanne. Not sure what's going on with you, but I hope that was good for you too. I wasn't sure. So anyway, you're welcome, Michael. Maybe you're also relaxed. You're like, oh, it takes me so long to get up to respond. Oh, good. Yeah, the sofa. I love doing it against the sofa. And the good thing is, Joanne, that's honestly, that's like what I call power moves. That is something that is so powerful, so good for spinal health, so good for hip health, that doing a plank posture, side plank, like regular plank and side plank, those are some major, major healthy aging power moves to add to your day. And doing them near a wall, doing them near a sofa, doing them near something so that the balance part comes out of it and the fear of falling out of it is gone. So you can work on the strength part. So joint, like joint, hip joint and spinal joint strengthening. Carolyn, hi, did I know you were here? Hi, Carolyn. Oh, good. Carolyn, I just played pickleball. I'm playing again tomorrow, so I'm getting back into it. I lose every time. Carolyn was on my tennis team for many years, maybe 11 or 12 years, I don't know. And I haven't really played tennis much, probably for about 8 or 9 years. I know you play too, Joanne, but I used to be a pretty good player. And so now I'm playing pickleball and it's like, oh my gosh, but it's fun and it's good to move around the court. I love it. Good, Stevie, glad. Dave loved it. Yeah. Okay, Dave, I thought about you because there's a lot of foot and ankle and joint and moving stuff. And then you're near a wall. So there's a lot of safety. And if you keep pushing either your leg to the ground or your foot into the wall, it's very stabilizing and it activates the helpers so that you only go and for most of you, you probably noticed you didn't have the same range of motion. You weren't able to go as deep as usual or bend the joints when we're up against the wall. So that gives us a little more range of motion. Oh, yeah, you will be fine because you are so strong, Joanne, and so good at taking care of yourself. Sorry that that happened, and hope everything is okay. Yeah, pickleball is great. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Glad to be back. We were off for a week, right? We've got 8 more weeks now and then 4 more weeks at the end. So we're entering Q4 and we're going to finish up 2022 strong. All right. Yeah, best wishes, Joanne. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all being here. And I will see you when I see you. Bye.